Is my hair okay? Yeah. Hey pals, I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. Okay, let's redo that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello, I'm Kat. This is gonna be very embarrassing. I hope none of my friends watch this video. But I am here to talk about a topic that's very dear to my heart: Asian dramas and second male lead syndrome, aka SLS. So to start off with the video, I feel like we've got to go through the steps, right? I've been in university long enough. You first have to start off with your introduction, breaking down what you're gonna talk about. So I'm gonna be talking about the basic structure of Asian dramas, and then I'll define SLS. I'll go through the causes of SLS. So what is the typical structure of an Asian drama? Well, there are four main characters. The female protagonist, who we follow, her two love interests, the first and second male lead, and finally another female character who's kind of a wild card. She could be friendly, she could be an antagonistic, perhaps she likes one of the boys. It varies with her. So, having laid the foundation for Asian dramas, let's go into the definition of second male lead syndrome. Second male lead syndrome is where your OTP is not the ship that is gonna be sailing. It's when you rather the female protagonist be with the second male lead, and that is as rare as the blue moon. I understand there are a few dramas that have been doing that now, but in general, it's very rare. So, moving on. Why do people get second male lead syndrome? How does it infect you? There are a few causes of second male lead syndrome. To start off with the introduction of the characters, the first female lead a lot of the times is either poor, clumsy, or stupid. One of those factors. So, there are two types of male leads: the rich assholes or the capable assholes. The rich assholes usually come from a very rich family. They've never really had to work for anything in their life. So they always take things for granted. They've always been worshipped. They're really good looking, they're really rich, and everyone just stares at them in adoration all the time. So they've never really had to consider anyone else's feelings. The capable asshole is like the next young entrepreneur of the world, or he is a really good student, because you know, we Asians, we love our nerds. And so he's so smart and efficient and capable that he can't fathom what it's like to be an average human being, and he's not quite human, he is part robot. As for the second male lead, he's either this really quiet, attentive, shy guy who is kind of like the main guy's best friend or in his group of friends, or he's just a third party who's really funny and lively and also caring and attentive, and usually tries his best to cheer her up whenever she's forlorn about the first male lead. Moving on to how she meets the boys. So either when we start the show, she has already met him and she's already in love with him, or she's about to meet him, she does something either stupid, clumsy, or ridiculous. Her actions slightly inconvenience him. He gets really pissed off. He scolds her. She sees him. The whole thing is in slow-mo, because is it dramatic if it's not in slow-mo? She realizes how beautiful he is, and suddenly she is in love with him for the rest of her life. Game over, that's it. Her heart has been locked down and given away. As for the second male lead, she probably meets him around the same time or slightly after, and yeah, so that's the introduction of the characters. I don't really have much more to say about that. Their relationships, in terms of the screen time of the first male lead, and this is what I find very problematic about how the first male lead is portrayed. We see him through her point of view, and we don't get much of his point of view at all, and we don't really know what he's thinking. So a lot of the time we see either she's staring at him, or she's thinking of how she could make him fall in love with her, or thirdly, she's doing something for him which either she wanted to out of the goodness of her own heart to make him fall in love with her, or he has told her to do something and she did it wrongly. She made a mistake while doing the thing. or she did it perfectly, but he either ignores her or rebukes her. Because there's no such thing as thank you for cooking me my breakfast. No, it's like, don't give me breakfast ever again. So there's just a lot of negativity between the interactions of the first male lead and the female lead, and it's just very painful to watch them all the time. And occasionally he'll give her a love kernel. And if you don't know what a love kernel is,
how do I know he loves me? It's the little things. Little compliments here and there that I secretly stockpile in my woman brain. He gives me love kernels. Each little crumb another tasty clue. Love kernels. Cause if you read between the lines, he's saying I love you.
So that's the relationship between the first male lead. We don't really know why he's being so mean. We don't quite understand it. In contrast, the second male lead is usually, I feel, the most developed character in the drama series. For some reason, he has the most backstory. We see his point of view, we see what he thinks of her, we see what he thinks of her relationship with the first male lead, we see his pain, we see his joy when he makes her happy. There's just a lot going on with the second male lead. He's always the more compelling character, the most developed character, even more so than the female character, because a lot of the time the female character is very two-dimensional. I love this boy and that's it. There's not that much else to her apart from her loving that boy. I don't understand why they would want to portray their first lead so two-dimensional. And so I don't know, I just have a lot of problems with the way first male leads are portrayed. Because I know it's a light-hearted drama, you know, it's meant to be enjoyed. Don't think too much about it. But the thing is, a lot of young girls watch these shows. And I watched these shows growing up. I was like, what, 12, 13 when I first started watching Korean dramas, and I felt like it instilled this idea that an asshole treating you like he is an asshole is something that's romantic, and sooner or later he'll change his mind and he'll treat you well. And I don't like that message. It's not a healthy relationship to get into. And now that I have a boyfriend, because you know, now that I am in a healthy relationship, there's so many red flags throughout the show that it just kills my enjoyment for it a little bit. Maybe I'm getting too deep. But those are my thoughts on second male lead syndrome. Let me know if you've gotten second male lead syndrome. How do you feel about the way relationships and love are portrayed in Asian dramas, in particular Korean dramas? And I'll see you in my next one. I hope I didn't offend you. Bye!